besides horror, what is your top 10 favourite movies? Alright. Apocalypse Now, Clockwork Orange, Rumblefish, Once Were Warriors, The Labyrinth, Requiem for a Dream. God. This is really hard because I'm just going off the top of my head. Bloody hell, you really stumped me. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one, okay? Do you like video games? If so, which ones? Yeah, I like video games. I'm a bit of a video game nerd, but I guess we all are if we're making videos on YouTube. I've got a 360 now. I grew up on a 64 on a PlayStation, been through GameCubes and PlayStation 2s and yeah, just about everything. At the moment I really like, I'm playing Fallout 3 and what else? Grand Theft Auto 4 still, every now and again, Far Cry 2, so I like kind of RPGs, first person shooters, that kind of thing, so yeah. What kind of TV shows or cartoons do you like? Well, TV shows, 6 Feet Under, Arrested Development, Blackadder, Fawlty Towers, all that kind of thing. Cartoons, I really like Ren and Stimpy, and I used to watch Rocko's Modern Life. I used to love that show. The Simpsons, of course. So yeah, that's that. Where do you buy most of your DVDs from? Well, when I buy them from a store, I usually either buy it from... Oh, sorry about that, fucking hell. I usually buy it from a place called JB Hi-Fi here in Australia. I don't know if they're international. Easy DVD. I also just go to, Target, Kmart, Big W, just to see if they've got some cheap ones there. If I buy it internationally, which I usually have to a lot of the time because, as you may have heard me complain a lot of the time, we don't get shit released here, so I have to import just about every movie I want. I use eBay. I've recently got a debit card about 6 months ago, so I can use that to buy off actual sites now. So I buy sometimes off Book Depository, that has DVDs on it sometimes. Deep Discount, sites like that, Pacific DVD. So yeah, sites like that. What one movie would you recommend to buy? Well, I'll go with one that's kind of lesser known, but I think it's a classic and more people should watch it. I'd go with Repulsion by Roman Polanski. I think that movie's a perfect film, so everybody check that movie out, Repulsion. Crazy Dog 500. Do you have a job? Well, I answered that one before. Yeah, I do. I'm a carer for someone with a disability. Is there someone in your life, married or a girlfriend? I do have a girlfriend, her name's Lara. She's really into horror, so that's really great. We buy horror movies together, watch them together. Your top 5 classic horror movies. I don't know what constitutes a classic, but I'd guess what's that, 60s, black and white. Psycho, Peeping Tom, I Walk with a Zombie, Cat People, and Frankenstein. I like that better than Bride of Frankenstein. The worst remake you saw? Well, I answered that one before again. I'd say Black Christmas, April Fool's Day. There was a really, really bad one I'm trying to think of, but it's not coming to mind. Fuck, I've lost it. Sorry. 5. What do you want to achieve on YouTube? Cough, cough. Thanks for the intro. Oh yeah, thanks for the intro. I made him an intro. This is for Crazy Dog. What do I want to achieve on YouTube? I just like talking to people about horror films and yeah, people that have a similar interest to me, because in my, I guess, real life, not many people like the things I do, so that's basically it. Make friendships and talk about movies and all that kind of thing, so yeah. Lizzie Borden 3. First question. What do you think is the best decade for horror movies? 1970s, easily. Oh, not easily, but My favourite movies are from 1970s, so yeah. What are your thoughts on the current horror movie state? With numerous remakes, prequels and sequels being made, do you think horror is at a point of no return? Well, I think horror is always going to endure. There's always going to be a want and a calling for horror movies. People are always going to want to watch horror films. We got through the drought that happened in the 90s. There was no horror movies released then. We've kind of had a bit of a resurgence and stuff like that. Now, in the kind of topsy-turvy environment that is horror movies, we've kind of moved on to the remake period where everything seems to be being cashed in on and, you know, getting a remake. So I do think the genre is not in the best health, but I think it's gonna make a full recovery. I think it's always gonna. I think that we are gonna see some more classics and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's gonna continue on. It's gonna endure. So yeah. Where am I? 3. In what direction do you see horror movies going for the future? Hopefully more original works. I don't know, but that's what I want to see, is more original, thought-provoking, creative horror movies. That's where I hopefully want it to go, so yeah. What director do you think knew what was the real essence of a horror flick? Oh, okay. Well, I think David Cronenberg is one really good example. I like his notion of horror movies is the whole body horror thing, and his films are often based around kind of uncomfortable underlying issues like diseases and all that kind of thing, and they're just dressed up as horror movies. So anything that has a political connection or has some kind of deeper issue to it is always good. Roman Polanski, again, Wes Craven, a lot of his movies. Definitely George Romero. His movies have a lot to do with the whole civil rights movement and consumerism and all that kind of thing. So yeah, there's some good examples. In your own definition, what do horror movies stand for? Well, my definition of a horror movie is definitely pretty broad, bugger or fly. I think horror movies can encompass just about every single genre there is. They can have comedy elements, drama elements, thriller elements. I mean, what the hell is a thriller movie? That's basically is a horror movie. Yeah, I don't want to get into the whole rant on how horror movies are just one step above porn movies, which they are, and kind of when there's a good horror movie, it's always, oh no, that was a psychological horror movie, that was a thriller movie. They suddenly become, they're not horror movies anymore when they're critically acclaimed or successful. So, I've totally gotten off the point. What is your definition of a horror movie? Anything that has an underlying issue or message or relies on fear or horror in some way and uses that as a story, a focus point, or just the mood or the atmosphere. That's what anything that has that is a horror movie to me. So yeah. By the way, this is really good questions. Here's 2 more from Lizzie Borden. 3. If you could become a movie character, which one would you pick? Movie character. I'd probably go probably Freddy Krueger, because Robert Englund's so enduring. I mean, he's done all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies with characters like Jason and Michael Myers. They're often, you know, they change. There's no real person that you can say that's Jason, except for fucking hell, I can't believe his name. I've totally lost his name. Oh my god, what's his name? Oh god, I'm gonna have to keep going. Yeah, Freddy Krueger, because there's only one Freddy Krueger, and that's Robert Englund. I know they just cast the new Freddy Krueger, which is kind of ironic, me saying this now, but yeah, I'd say Freddy Krueger. What movie character would you say you resemble the most with the way he's acting under certain situations? I don't know, that's a hard one. Probably, I'd say Ash, because Ash is a bit of a pussy at the beginning of The Evil Dead, and then he kind of gets a backbone. So I'd say Ash, or maybe I'd like to be like Ash and become a total badass. So yeah, I'd say Ash.